Hey everybody, and welcome back. In this segment, I am going to talk about how to write a poem about your life. And it's really quite simple. It's just broken down to a few steps, a few easy to remember steps. Of course, the first thing that you got to do to write a poem about your life is to just write about your life, 100 words or less. That's roughly one side of a page. But if you use the flip side of the page, that's fine too. The more material, the longer the poem, and the more cohesive. But at least 100 words or less. Because you're trying to also get to the point as quick as possible. Now, right after you write the 100 words or less, and when you write the 100 words or less, just keep writing. Don't edit or anything like that. Just write, write, write. Okay? Then, after you write, go through, reread what you've written, and kind of look for themes. Look for themes in your early childhood, in your teenage years, young adult years. Depending upon who's doing this assignment. If you're a teen, kind of look for themes in grade school or middle school, high school. Look for themes in your personal and scholastic lives, okay? And just kind of make a list of those themes. And then, right after you have the list of those themes, okay, you want to write a stanza per each theme. And a stanza can be roughly anywhere from 4 to 8 lines, depending upon what type of poem you want to write. And even though you don't have to know what type of poem you're going to write at this point, because you're just writing a stanza. So if you write an 8-line stanza, well, that could change. Or a 4. Could become less, or it could become more. Same thing with a 4-line. So just write each stanza on each theme. And then after you write a stanza for each theme, so you could probably use a nice little one-subject notebook for this exercise. You read the stanzas and place them in an order. So you can probably circle each stanza and kind of, once you read the stanzas, kind of number them. Put the number next to them. Now, and then after you put them in order, write an introduction and an ending stanza. And it's important to do this now after you wrote the stanzas so you can tie the whole poem together. Okay? And also when you write the intro, the introduction, and the ending stanza, make sure you link the intro to the ending, okay, and the ending to the intro. And that'll give your poem, make your poem fully rounded. And then after you're done that, you rewrite the piece in the poem format that you choose and title it. You may be working with a title, but it's important to put the come up with the title at the end. Then you can actually tie the whole piece together a whole lot better and come up with an awesome poem. And this exercise could probably take you couple hours, 2 to 3 hours, and you'd have a poem. And if you use this format for other poems, you'd be writing quite a bit of poems, and getting getting the words out onto the paper. What your soul is trying to teach you, because I believe that soul speaks to us in many ways, and for writers it speaks to us in words. For musicians, it speaks to them in music. Artists, same thing. Business people, soul speaks to them in business, in business relationships and all. So, and you could actually turn this poem. A couple of the poem formats could be um, um, oh, gee, let me pause this for a second. Okay. The type of poem I want to is a narrative poem. This would lend perfectly to a narrative poem. But you could also do a series of oh, I can't think of the name of the poem, but it's a where lyric? No, not lyric. Maybe lyric. It's where the first, fourth, and fifth line rhyme with each other, and the second and third line rhyme with each other. So they're 5-line poems. So you could like rework the stanzas into that type of format and link them together. There's many different formats to kind of play around with, and who knows, maybe you can come up with a series of different poems. This writing exercise, it just, once you start playing around with words and you actually start getting in and you playing around with words, you'll get more inspiration on how to format things, what words to use, because that's the best way to write poems, is to just write. And that's the best thing to write anything, including stories. This exercise about a poem, you could expand this into a story, and expand each stanza into a chapter. Or if you write a novella, have each section be maybe a page long in a novella, or a couple pages long. And it just, there's many things you can do with this. So have fun with this assignment, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And as I always like to say, stay creative in the magic of life. Thank you for listening and watching. Good day.